There should be huge moves on the pound yen for the rest of this week. Let me share the news events that you need to look out for and also the scenarios that I have planned out for the rest of this week. Let's get into it. What's going on, everyone? I am back with another pound yen chart breakdown video. As always, I'm going to break down all of the levels and scenarios for the next couple days. Also, I'm going to take a look at the news events and show you what you need to look out for. Please remember, like, comment, subscribe, and join the Discord community using the link in the description. Let's get into it. So looking at the pound yen on the daily chart, we can see the current candle hasn't closed yet because the market for today hasn't closed yet, but it is currently rejecting up and we have a larger wick on the bottom. It's currently a buy neutral candle. It's going to be interesting to see where this candle finishes. If it finishes super high up here, strong buyers, or if it's going to finish in the middle, more neutral or buy neutral, or obviously if it's a selling candle. But this will give us some good information for tomorrow's trading to see where we're at. Let's go on to a lower time frame. The first thing I want to point out on this lower time frame is this trend line that still seems to be holding, but was broken a couple times here. If you go on a higher time frame, it still might be holding slightly, but it seems to have gotten multiple reactions down from this trend line today. It is still currently below the trend line. So if it maintains below this trend line, I can see price retesting this level here at 50 or going even lower potentially. So let's get into some of the scenarios. So some of the scenarios are, again, price could go short from here, retest this 50 area and come back up. As you saw here, it tested 50, very strong rejection up. So this was a pretty large move to the long side. And then also what we could see is we could see price retest that 50 area, have a reaction, break it, pull back, and then continue short. So this is something I'd be looking for at the news, one of the big news events later in this week. A candle might come out and just go short straight down to here, and it might pull back up to here after 30, 40 minutes, a while of waiting, and then eventually make the move short again. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. And then what we could see is we could see price stop where it is currently and just go back up and maintain this range. So something else I wanted to point out was this range that we have forming right here. Let me change the color. So as you can see, we have a range forming here. So what I'm going to be looking for on one of these news events, the many news events that we have in this week, is for price to break above or below this range and on the news candle. So I want to see a very big move showing directional conviction, either long or short, breaking the high or low of the range and giving a strong close above or below the range. So let me just show you some of my scenarios just for the news events. It could look something like this: strong move, break the high, pull back, continue long. Target would be up here at the 184. Depending on the conviction of the move, if it's very strong, I would look to keep taking it. Target up higher at the 184.30 area. It's a little hard to see all the way up here. So we'll see what happens for the longs. And then also for the shorts, I would like to see a strong convictional move short, close below, pull back, go short. And I would look to target out 182.20, even into these lows over here. I mean, it can reach all the way down 181.50 or even here at the lows. This is my stronger level at the 180.50 area. Depending on how good or bad the news is, it can make a pretty strong move in either direction. One thing to keep note of, if this price breaks the top of the range, it's also breaking the trend line. And also one thing to note is we would be returning into the higher time frame trend of longs. So we would have the higher time frame buyers with us to keep pushing price long. And it'll probably be a really strong move long and could continue all the way back into the highs up into 185 type area if the longs prevail. Just something to watch out for. Not that I'm going to be holding personally until 185, but it's something to keep an eye on. Okay, a few other scenarios that aren't news related. So you could take a long from the 50 area, take it back up, or you could take a short on a retrace up to the 183.30-ish, 40-ish area. But primarily going to be looking for the news, because let's see what we have for the rest of the week. Tomorrow morning for London session, there is a Swiss monetary policy, and also at 7 a.m., the bigger news of the day is going to be the pound monetary policy statement. This is going to be a really big mover. And also, Thursday nighttime, we have monetary policy on the yen as well. So both of these are going to really impact the pound yen and the direction it's going to choose. So the difficult part is we don't know which news is going to push the pound yen more. Is it going to be the pound interest rate, or is it going to be the yen interest rate? We don't know. So the pound could push it one way, and then the yen could flip it and push it the other way, or pound one way and the yen continues with it. We really don't know. The pound could chop it up, go sideways, range until the yen interest rate comes out, and then it chooses a direction. We're going to have to wait and see and trade the chart. Also, Friday, 2 a.m., look what we have. Retail sales on the pound, another catalyst for the pound to move. And then we also have multiple PMI news coming out. I don't think these are as crucial, so I would be looking out for the pound retail sales, yen monetary policy, and pound monetary policy. Just to take a quick look back at the charts, something to look at, which I always look at when we have FOMC, is what has the pound dollar done. So let's quickly go over to pound dollar. So pound dollar currently looks like it is showing some weakness from the FOMC news. So if we see the pound dollar continue to short, and we can see that the pound dollar is very, very weak, maybe it's the pound that's weak, or maybe it's the dollar that's strong. So tomorrow morning when I go into trade, I'm going to try and decipher, is the pound the one that's weak, or is it the dollar that's strong? And I can help that in my decision making on how to trade the pound yen. That's going to be all for today. Please remember, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on Sunday. Good luck trading.